Everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Linda. Thank you all so much for coming. I really appreciate you all. Thank you so much. You guys are wonderful. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you all how I make this just flaky Jamaican beef patty. So let's get into this video, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm just going to take you to the list of ingredients, then we'll get started. So we're going to be needing some ketchup, breadcrumbs, some thyme, bouillon powder, curry powder, and some light soy sauce, some ginger powder, paprika, and garlic powder. We're also going to be needing some salt and black pepper, egg, fresh habanero pepper, onion, green onions and carrots, some minced or ground beef. So now I'm just going to season the beef with some thyme, ginger powder, curry powder, bouillon powder, garlic powder, paprika, some parsley leaf. You can use the fresh parsley leaf if you don't have the dry one at hand. Then I'm also going to go ahead and mix them up together. So you're just going to mix them up nicely and cover it with a plastic wrap and place it aside for 30 minutes, preferably in your fridge for 30 minutes. So when that is done, I'm going to chop up my vegetables. So I'll start off by chopping up my onion. So I'll be using a medium-sized onion. So for this recipe, you need your vegetable to be as tiny as possible. Okay, you don't need to chop it up too chunky. All right, so I'm just going to chop them up, all of my vegetables. And the list of ingredients and measurements will be in the description box down below, so make sure you check that out. Okay, so now we're chopping up my habanero or scotch bonnet pepper. If you have a low tolerance for pepper, be sure to reduce the amount of spice that you used. Okay, I just love my patty to be spicy. So when I'm done chopping up the peppers, I'm going to set them aside, and moving on onto my stove. I have my skillet on a medium heat, so I'm going to be adding in a little bit of oil. Then I'm going to stir fry my onion until it's nice and soft. So after which, when it's nice and soft, I'm going to add in the rest of the other vegetables, like the carrots, the green onion, and the peppers. So we want to stir it just for a few more seconds. Then we're going to add in our seasoning. So now I'm going to season the vegetable with some curry powder, some ginger powder, garlic powder, paprika, thyme, bouillon powder. Then I'm going to stir it nicely. So now I'll be adding in my light soy sauce, and I'm going to stir it some more. Then moving on, I'm going to add in my ground beef that I already seasoned. So at this point, you don't want to move away from your stove. You just want to continuously stir the ground beef because we want it to separate. Okay, we don't want it to stick together. All right, so at this point I just want to use this opportunity to thank you all so much for your support. Thank you to my new, my old and returning subscribers. You guys are wonderful. I really appreciate you all for your love and support. Please, if you've not yet subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and click on the red subscribe button down below. Afterwards, you click on the bell icon. That way you get notified each time I upload any new video. Thank you all so much. So now the beef is still cooking. So you're going to cook this beef until you no longer see the pink. So when it's nice and brown, then you know it's already cooked. Keep on stirring so that it doesn't stick. You just want it to separate. So now it's nice and ready. So I'll be adding it a little bit of black pepper. I'm also going to be adding a little bit of salt, my ketchup, some breadcrumbs. When I'm done adding the breadcrumbs, I'm just going to stir it and turn off my stove and allow this to cool down for later. So moving on, I'll be using some all-purpose flour, 4 cups of all-purpose flour. You'll get the list of ingredients and measurement in the description box down below. So I'll be adding in salt, some sugar, curry powder, turmeric. Then I'm going to give this a nice stir just to combine all of the ingredients together. Now I'll be adding in my cold lard. Make sure your lard is cold so that this what gives your crust that nice the dough, the nice crust. And I'll be adding in some cold butter as well. Then I'll go ahead and combine everything together until it starts forming a dough, until they all come together. Then you get this nice bright yellowish color. So this is what we're looking for. Then I'll go ahead and add in 1 egg yolk. Then I'm going to mix it up. So when that is done, I'm going to be adding in some cold water. So at this point, you just want to add your water bit by bit. You don't want to over add water, so just add it bit by bit. That way you know when to stop working on your dough. Although this dough tends to be very soft, don't worry. When you keep on adding water, you will notice that it will all come together in no time. So when that is done, I'm going to divide my dough in two, and I'm going to wrap it up in a plastic wrap and put them in the fridge for about 30 minutes to an hour. You can leave it overnight or till whenever you're ready to use them. Then you can take it off. So now I already lined my pan with some parchment paper. Then I'm also going to be using some pie cutter and some egg for the egg wash. You can use any round shape, anything round to cut out your dough. So now I'm going to roll my dough up. Before that, I'm going to divide it into 6 equal parts or 6 parts. So when I'm done with that, I'm just going to roll the dough out. So I floured my work surface, that I'm going to use my finger to kind of flatten the dough so it's easy for me to roll onto. So I'm just going to roll the dough flat. So when that is done, I'm going to use my pie cutter to cut the perfect round shape. Like I said, you can use anything round, any round shape cutter, your plate, anything round to cut that perfect round shape. Then I'm going to be adding in the beef filling. So just be generous with this filling, guys. Okay, it's really good. You're not going to regret adding more filling. So when I'm done adding the filling, I'm going to use the egg and to seal the edge up around. You can use water if you prefer, but I like to use egg so it's nice and sealed. Then I'm also going to be using fork to create that fork shape, that look. You can use a skewer for this as well. So now I'm done with this. I'm just going to place it on my baking tray. Then I'm going to repeat this process one more time. So when I'm done with all of my patties, I'm just going to line them up in my baking tray. Then I'm going to use the egg wash so they bake nicely. I'm going to bake this in 250-degree oven for about 20-25 minutes. Check your oven and it's ready, guys. Yes, it's super flaky and delicious. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you've not. Thank you all so much.